They say squirting is the ultimate sign of female pleasure, but what do women really feel when it happens? Is it pure ecstasy, an overrated mess, or something far more mysterious? Today, we dive into shocking confessions and scientific secrets that will change how you see squirting forever. Squirting has been shrouded in mystery, misconceptions, and exaggerated portrayals, leading to a vast spectrum of reactions from fascination to skepticism. Some women describe it as an electrifying experience, a sexual awakening that enhances intimacy and connection, while others see it as an overhyped phenomenon, something that happens without much significance or pleasure. The truth lies in the science, psychology, and deeply personal experiences of those who have encountered it. Understanding squirting requires exploring the physiological mechanisms behind it, the emotional responses associated with it, and the cultural narratives that shape perceptions. The physiological process of squirting originates in the Squirt glands, which are small glands surrounding the female urethra, often referred to as the female prostate due to their structural and functional similarities to the male prostate. These glands produce a fluid that can be expelled through the urethra during arousal or orgasm, contributing to what is commonly referred to as squirting. Scientific studies analyzing the composition of this fluid have found prostate-specific antigen, PSA, and glucose, both substances typically found in male ejaculate, confirming that the fluid is not simply urine, although traces of diluted urine may sometimes be present due to the proximity of the glands to the bladder. Pelvic floor muscle contractions play a crucial role in expelling this fluid. During sexual stimulation, these muscles contract involuntarily, applying pressure to the Squirt glands and the surrounding urethral sponge, leading to the release of the fluid. Some women report a buildup of pressure that feels similar to the urge to urinate, followed by an involuntary release that results in squirting. However, not all women experience this phenomenon, and its occurrence is neither a prerequisite for pleasure nor an indication of sexual performance. The variability in experiences stems from anatomical differences, arousal levels, and even psychological conditioning. For some, the ability to squirt is a source of pride and empowerment. Women who discover this capability often describe a newfound confidence in their sexuality, seeing it as a sign of uninhibited pleasure and bodily liberation. The experience is sometimes framed as a sexual superpower, a unique ability that sets them apart from others. This perspective is reinforced by certain cultural narratives that associate squirting with peak sexual satisfaction, leading some women to seek ways to induce it through specific techniques, guided exploration, or instructional materials. Conversely, many women feel indifferent toward squirting, regarding it as a bodily reaction with little to no impact on their pleasure. Some describe it as a reflexive occurrence, akin to sweating or sneezing, that happens independently of their orgasmic experience. Others note that while it can be a curiosity, it does not necessarily enhance their pleasure or their perception of sexual satisfaction. This group tends to place more emphasis on the emotional and physical sensations of intimacy rather than the presence or absence of squirting. There is also a significant number of women who experience discomfort or embarrassment when squirting occurs. For them, the sudden expulsion of fluid can feel messy or inconvenient, leading to concerns about wet sheets, potential embarrassment in front of a partner, or uncertainty about what their body is doing. Many women initially mistake the sensation for urination, leading to anxiety or shame. Societal conditioning plays a role in this reaction, as many women are taught to suppress bodily functions that seem uncontrolled or involuntary, leading to hesitation or distress when faced with unexpected responses from their bodies. Partner reactions significantly influence how women feel about squirting. When a partner expresses excitement, curiosity, or admiration, women are more likely to associate the experience with positive emotions. In relationships where open communication and exploration are encouraged, squirting can become an enjoyable part of intimacy, free from judgment or pressure. However, if a partner reacts with indifference, discomfort, or even disgust, it can create feelings of self-consciousness and reluctance. Cultural conditioning reinforces this dynamic, as media representations of squirting tend to depict it as either an extraordinary spectacle or an exaggerated performance, shaping expectations that do not always align with real-life experiences. Social and cultural influences play a significant role in shaping perceptions of squirting. In some cultures, it is celebrated as the pinnacle of female pleasure, a sign that a woman has reached an intense level of arousal. In others, it is viewed with suspicion, dismissed as a fabricated phenomenon, or stigmatized as something improper or unclean. The pornographic industry has played a major role in amplifying the fascination with squirting, often portraying it in exaggerated ways that may not reflect the reality of the experience. This can lead to unrealistic expectations and pressure on women to perform, squirting as a validation of their pleasure or desirability. The scientific community has only recently begun to explore squirting in depth, with studies attempting to demystify its origins, frequency, and significance. One study conducted with a group of women who self-identified as squirters found that experiences varied widely, reinforcing the idea that squirting is not a uniform phenomenon, but rather a diverse and deeply personal occurrence. Some women in the study described feelings of liberation and empowerment, while others expressed indifference or mild annoyance at the inconvenience. This highlights the subjective nature of squirting and challenges the notion that it is a universal marker of heightened pleasure. Psychologically, squirting can be influenced by an individual's mindset, past experiences, and sexual confidence. Women who feel comfortable with their bodies and embrace sexual exploration tend to have a more positive view of squirting, while those who have been conditioned to feel shame or embarrassment about bodily fluids may struggle with accepting it. The mental connection to squirting is so strong that some women report being able to train themselves to squirt through relaxation techniques, breathing exercises, and pelvic floor control, indicating that psychological factors play a significant role in its occurrence. Despite its physiological basis, squirting remains a topic of debate and speculation. Some researchers argue that it should be classified separately from female ejaculation, as the latter consists of a small amount of milky fluid that originates solely from the Squirt glands, while squirting involves a larger volume of fluid with a mixed composition. This distinction highlights the complexity of female sexual responses and the need for further research to fully understand the mechanisms behind them. The question of whether squirting enhances pleasure remains subjective. For some, the intense physical release and the sensation of losing control amplify their orgasmic experience, making it more powerful and memorable. For others, it is merely a byproduct of arousal that does not necessarily contribute to their pleasure. There is no definitive answer, as sexual pleasure is deeply personal and varies from individual to individual. One of the most common misconceptions about squirting is that it is a skill that can be learned or a goal that must be achieved to experience peak pleasure. This perspective can create unnecessary pressure, leading women to feel inadequate if they do not squirt, or if their experiences do not match the exaggerated portrayals they see in media. True sexual satisfaction is not about reaching a specific milestone, but about embracing one's unique responses and finding fulfillment in the sensations and connections that feel most natural. The lack of comprehensive education on female sexual anatomy contributes to the mystery and misinformation surrounding squirting. Many women are unaware of the existence of the Squirt glands or their role in sexual function, leading to confusion when they first experience squirting. Proper sexual education can help demystify these occurrences, allowing women to approach their bodies with confidence rather than uncertainty or fear. Another key factor in the squirting experience is relaxation. Many women who squirt report that it happens most easily when they are fully relaxed, uninhibited, and deeply aroused. Stress, anxiety, or overthinking can inhibit the process, reinforcing the idea that squirting is as much a psychological experience as it is a physical one. This aligns with broader research on orgasm and sexual response, which shows that relaxation and emotional security play crucial roles in enhancing pleasure. The conversation around squirting is evolving, with more women openly discussing their experiences and challenging outdated notions about female sexuality. As research continues to expand our understanding of this phenomenon, the stigma surrounding it is gradually diminishing, making space for a more nuanced and inclusive discussion about female pleasure. Ultimately, the most important takeaway is that there is no right or wrong way to experience pleasure. Whether a woman squirts or not is irrelevant in the broader context of sexual satisfaction. What matters most is comfort, connection, and an openness to exploring what feels good without pressure or expectation. Squirting is just one of many ways the body can respond to pleasure, and its significance is entirely dependent on the individual experiencing it.